Yeah, I'm hesitant to even call them artists. I rather speak of the people who did these paintings. I have a feeling, my instincts tell me that this was really the awakening of the modern human soul, of the human spirit. That is our human spirit, which means beginnings, serious beginnings of religion. There are signs of that. Music instruments, sculptures. And the Neanderthal man, who was around at the same time, still not died out yet, did not create art or culture or apparently not religious beliefs either. So we know very little about them anyway. But maybe, well, you could think about all sorts of things. Maybe there were animals, a bison painted for target shooting, which is highly improbable because it's too dark and there are no impact, there are no puncture wounds from arrows that hit. Actually, bow and arrows were invented only 20,000 years later. So you would have a spear and a spear thrower. I believe, deep in my heart, I have the feeling it's art, probably with ritualistic meaning in it, but we simply do not know. And for example, the bear skull on this altar-like rock, the only rock like this, and it's very, very precisely aligned towards the exit. But the exit is not visible because the cave snakes and becomes very low, and so they must have had a very clear sense of alignment. And around it, burned remains of charcoal, maybe incense. It has not been studied yet. So it could be, yes, of course it could be that a child playing came in there, picked up one of the skulls and just placed it there. Yes, this is a possibility. All sorts of other possibilities are there, but it looks very much staged. It looks too deliberate. But ultimately, nobody will know. I mean, and no matter how much research you are doing, in the future we'll never know. We shall never know. It's just too far away from us. Maybe here. Yes. Why? Because in all my films there's humor. And well, at the end, yeah, there is some humor when I'm calling back the guy who does the spear throwing, and I ask him back just for slapping him. Yeah. These early people probably were much better than you. It kind of nods, yeah. Well, you see, in many of my films there's a lot of humor, and when you look at Bad Lieutenant with Nicolas Cage, it's just, you laugh more than in an Eddie Murphy movie. It's just very funny, and I do have a sense of humor, which sometimes translates to an audience. Not all the time, but it comes across. And of course, the albino radioactive mutant albino crocodiles. Yes, it looks funny, and it is funny. It has some humor in it, but of course it has a serious part of it in it. A concept of perception. What is perception? How did they perceive? How do we perceive? How will a crocodile that is spreading out perceive? In fact, it sounds hilarious that they may spread out from this compound. Last October, 6 of them escaped. And there was a huge crocodile hunt, including some helicopters. 5 of them were recaptured, and 1 is still at large. It's just too beautiful. And I want to take you as an audience on a wild ride of fantasy, of science fiction, you see, that's I take you seriously with your sense of illumination, poetry, wild fantasy, and that's what documentaries should do much more than what you see this. All these issues, it has to be a noble issue, I don't know, ghetto kids from the Bronx, abused by their parents, saving their little money for the even worse off kids in Rwanda. And then you have the noble of the most noble of causes, and that's what the media want to see. And they will not see it from me, period.